So it has been a long time since I've been on here. I wanted to come on and give like a little update and say hi. Um, it's been a while, and the lighting's off, the sun is setting, and this is the best I can do. And yes, I'm in my pajamas, and I've been living in my pajamas because it's been a little bit like that where I'm just in pajamas. So the last time that I made a video, I want to say it was more than 2 months ago, I think. I think it was. Anyway, I was seeing a doctor here where I live, and I was doing IV treatments, and I think I shared that with you guys on my last video. And he was testing me for Lyme disease, was certain that that's what it was, that it was Lyme disease. And so I had to pay an insane amount of money out of pocket to get this testing done because it was not testing, like if you go to the lab, like a regular doctor does a Lyme disease test, it's one kind of test. And then there's like these doctors that believe in different testing for Lyme disease that's a little bit more accurate, they say, and that test isn't covered by insurance. So it's super duper expensive. So I paid like a ton of money to pay for this test. And the doctor that I was seeing here, he also was like a natural doctor, but also a regular doctor. And I always tend to do natural treatments first, just to see before, I go crazy and start doing, like before I take a pill, I will try an essential oil or something like that along those lines. So I was paying out of pocket to see him. So when I first started seeing him, he did narrow down and narrow in on a few things that were going on that I was really impressed with him. My husband was never, ever impressed with him. My husband is the kind of guy who's like, don't do it naturally, take a pill for it, go to a regular doctor. He's like very concerned and very regimented on his belief with that. So it got to the point where we got these test results back, and the preliminary test came back, and he told me, see, this result and this result and this result all points to Lyme disease, and it's Lyme disease. So I am anticipating that when the rest of the panels come back, it's going to be Lyme disease. And that's, I don't remember being bit by a tick, I don't think. I mean, yeah, I've gone camping and I've done that stuff, and I've been outdoorsy and all of that jazz. So when the test results came back, it was not Lyme disease. And it was like, from him, it was like crickets. So I was like, oh my God, okay, you had me thinking that it was Lyme disease, and I really thought that that's what it was. And so what do we do now? And he said, oh, we're gonna have to do more testing, and I don't really have an answer. And yet all of my levels were off. So I had like a positive ANA, and I guess there's like, not to get like too intricate or detailed, because honestly I don't retain that stuff myself, but there was part of the test where something shows up, and it only shows up with a positive ANA and if you have like rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, mixed connective tissue disease, those things. And he's like, well, we don't know what it is, and that's where he left it. So he has me on a ton of supplements that I spent a lot of money on. And then he has me on some other medication, and I was having like pain, so he was prescribing pain medication and just like a ton of different things. Which to me, I'm like, why are you prescribing this stuff if you don't know exactly what's going on with me? So fast forward to the next appointment. So it's like $200 a pop to see him. And I tell him, I'm still not feeling well, I'm walking with a cane. All the stuff is happening. And he's like, well, I said to him, what is it that I have? Like, I need to know specifically what it is I have. If you can't tell me, then you need to refer me to a doctor, refer me to a rheumatologist, please. And he was like, you know what, if I refer you to a rheumatologist, the rheumatologist is just going to put you on medicine. So I think we should heal you from within, and then it doesn't matter what disease you have, and you'll just be healthy from within. Now, I sat there because I went to this appointment by myself, and I kind of was like, all right, I understand that. I do understand that premise. You have to be healthy from within. If you're like a binge drinking chain smoker, you're not going to be the healthiest person. So if you eliminate the drinking and the smoking, you are going to improve your health, like along those lines. But in this case, I thought that, yeah, you want to get healthy, like my vitamin D levels were off, all these levels were off, and you want to do supplements. And his thought process was, if you take these supplements and you make these things healthy, your disease will go away. And I just didn't have, I wasn't okay with that. Like, I need to know what it is. Can you tell me what it is? For my own sake, like, I need to know what I'm dealing with. So when I came home that night and I told my husband what he said, my husband had a fit. And he is not the kind that reacts to anything. He doesn't have fits. He's really, really calm. I'm the one who has fits, and he was absolutely beside himself, livid. So we decided to leave our town, which seems to be the best thing to do. Like, the doctors here are good if you have an ear infection, if you have a broken bone, sort of, that's another story. But, you know, like really simple stuff. But we have very few rheumatologists here, very few neurologists here and the ones that we have are like the old guard, where they don't recognize new treatments, new symptoms, new protocols. You know, they're very, it's been a long road. I think I shared with you guys as I continue to babble that this is 9 going on 10 years of having this issue. And first they were sure it was MS, and I went through the whole gamut with that, only to have the neurologist here in our town say, no, it's not. It's migraines without pain. It's this, it's that. I mean, I think I've had every diagnosis thrown at me. So we find this rheumatologist in Los Angeles, and we go down there. And at this point, I've seen so many doctors that I really don't hold my breath, you know, when it comes to a doctor. So we walk in, I bring all my lab work. I have like pictures of different things that were going on, because I did have, like, on my legs, I had not like, I want to say like rashes, but it was like a rash, I guess, but they were in disc form, things that were really, really weird. And so we walked in, and she looked at my lab work, and she kind of put everything in the computer, was asking a ton of questions, and with the lab work said, I really do think that what you have is lupus. Now, the healthy doctor, the first doctor, that was something he mentioned too, but he seemed to be like on the Lyme wagon, the Lyme disease bandwagon, and he even made the comment like, can you know, they don't recognize it here, and if you have it, then they'll have to recognize it here. I don't know if that's like a private passion of his, Lyme disease, I don't know. So when it wasn't Lyme disease, he just like stopped and was like, oh, I'll see you in a month, and I'll see you in another month, and you keep taking these supplements and we'll figure it out. And I felt like he was milking me for money. That's what it felt like. So with this new doctor that I saw in Los Angeles, right away she thought that it was lupus. She said everything fits the lupus category, was going to run the blood tests, and I'll see you in a week. Ran the blood tests. Actually, it was longer than a week, because it takes like 3 weeks to get the blood results. So it was like 3 weeks later, we walk in. During that time frame, oh, and she started me on a steroid to see how I react and to see if it helps at all, which is like the first doctor that ever said, here, let's try a medication and let's see how you do with it and see if your body is helped by it. So once I started the medication, all of a sudden, I broke out with this rash that goes like this and here, and that's what it was. I took a picture of it. When I went back to check on it and show it to her, she's like, that's the lupus rash. Like, very clearly, your blood work has presented that. I don't understand what the problem is with the other doctors that you've been seeing. This is, you know, pretty standard. And she was upset because with lupus, it attacks your organs. So this whole time that I've been sick, it's attacking organs, you know, and that's not good. So this is my rant. Anyway. So I had the lupus rash, and she started me on medication. So the medication that I'm on is a chemotherapy, and it's not like chemotherapy in the sense if you have cancer, it's a different strength, I guess, because it's in a pill form. So I've started taking that along with steroids and like a ton of other medications, and I'm feeling good. I'm trying to get my footing. On Thanksgiving evening, I had a really bad headache. When I woke up Friday morning, I was nauseous. I had the sensitive, you know, the light flashes, light sensitivity, and all of that. And I have consistently had that headache up until where we are today. So I think I want to say it's like 9 days now. And it feels, for any of you that's ever had a migraine, where you get that headache, it's the start of a migraine. You know that the migraine's coming, and you can take your medication at that time, like Emitrax or something, and to stop it from progressing. So for me, it just hasn't progressed. It's been consistently that feeling. If you've had a migraine, you know what that is. So in talking to my doctor, she's really great, even though she's, you know, quite a bit away for me. She calls me on the phone to see how I'm doing. She stays in contact with me. I could not be happier with a doctor. I feel like she's a godsend. When she diagnosed me officially with lupus and wrote it in the books, I started crying, not because, you know, I was upset about the diagnosis, but because I just can't believe that finally a doctor has went out and said specifically what it is and has started medication for it. So I'm ecstatic, thankful, seriously thankful for the diagnosis. And now that I know what it is, now I can deal with it. That's how my brain works. I need to know what it is that I'm dealing with so I can deal with it. So I'm on this medication, and because of that, for the past 9 days, I just feel wiped out. I'm very tired. I'm uncomfortable, like the whole gamut of everything that goes with it. Not really hungry, having some problems with just all of it, but dealing with it. And so hence my lovely uniform, and I've been in bed. And I've been talking to myself, and I've been on YouTube again. And I have like a list 3 pages long of makeup that I want, and Dooney handbags, because I've been watching all of your videos. And yeah, so that's happening. So I feel like YouTube is a really good, and this is why I'm doing the video. It's kind of a release where I feel like I can get stuff off my chest and talk to you guys. I miss you guys, talking to some of you. But there's a lot of you that I can't talk to unless I'm on YouTube, and I miss you, and I miss your videos. So I'm watching them and commenting, and I'm not going to say that I'm going to make consistent videos, because honestly, I never know how I'm going to feel. My goal is, now that I'm on medication with a diagnosis, we are on the road to getting back to normal. You know, we're going to have bumps in the road, but that's where we're at. So I wanted to share this with you, and I thought about it because, you know, it's personal, and it's not you know, I don't want to say it's not that it's a happy video, but no, it's just, it is what it is. It's something that I'm dealing with. My husband is my rock. My kids are wonderful. I have very strong family support, so that's a blessing, and I can deal with this. I can do this, and I wanted to share with you what it specifically was. Finally, because you guys have been on this journey with me too, and watched me look really scary, and watched me be like crazy person, and tell you my stories about different, you know, doctors' experiences. So now we know what it is, guys. It's lupus. So there's more tests that I have to do. The lupus that she thinks it is the one that affects the brain, which is part of why she thinks I might be having this headache right now. So I have more testing to do to try and figure out if and what organs have been affected. So that's where we're at with that. I really do enjoy playing with makeup. I'm looking because I think my little one's trying to pop in. No. Or it's Casper the Friendly Ghost making an appearance and opening my door. That could happen too, right here on this video. Who knows? Anyway, so I'm in bed in my pajamas playing, you know, full on makeup, like fake eyelashes and everything, because it's fun, right? So yeah, so I have some video stuff that I want to do. My daughter rescued a puppy, a homeless puppy, that was going to be dumped. This just was going to be dumped outside of Walmart, because the woman that had her was homeless, and she couldn't take care of her, and she didn't want to take her to the shelter for whatever reason. So my daughter took her home, and she's a black lab mix, and she has been a blessing, because you know how puppies are. They go, 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 and you don't have time to sit and just focus on stuff that you might focus on that might bring you down. And the cat, my cat is very, very sweet. She's she's not sure about the puppy, but she's tolerating her. So the puppy's name is Sookie Blue, and I will make another video with her so you can see it. She's taking a nap right now, and when puppy's napping, you do not disturb them because it's a good thing when they're napping. And I think that's it. I think. But we'll see what happens. So I just wanted to pop on, say hi, tell you guys I love you. Thank you for all your kind words. Thank you for your prayers and support. And I hopefully will be on here a little bit more routinely than I have been. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.